Hey everybody, I'm right back. Stopped the video and started a new one so that we can do the second blaster. And where we left off was I was showing you that we did pull a relic out of the second or third pack of that first blaster, which is the fourth of the 6 blasters that I bought at Target. And we pulled an old time hockey relic. It's pretty nice. It's dark color and a lot of color matching going on here. It's not the better of the relic versions this year. The other one's a little nicer, but these are pretty cool. 2022 Andre Dawson Allen and Ginter X because I didn't have one. And there you go. So now I do. And we shall begin with Allen and Ginter. Yeah, let's see on these other ones. Just real quick, I got the rookie design variant, Riley Green, gold right rookie, Meyer, Ryan Howard, a black Diaz, black border, only in Toronto, Luis Aparicio is a nice card, and then Chambers, and what did we get? Did we get any ANGs? We got, I think, one Allen and Ginter back this time, so Ryan Howard. So, yeah, it was kind of short on the ANG backs, but we did get a gold and a black out of that blaster. And an RDV rookie design variant. So, yeah, the rookies were, the minis were pretty decent out of that blaster. I mean, you got 2 short prints and another short print and a sort of short print. All right. But I have to admit, this 2023 Allen and Ginter base card set is just beautiful, and as beautiful as they are, 9 out of 10 times the mini even looks twice as good as the full size because it just really concentrates the colors into the mini. All this stuff really gets like concentrated down, and it really goes good with the borders. So Grissom rookie card. All right, Richardson. So there we go. We pulled the Anthony Richardson. There's his info if you're interested. Trey Turner again. Jackie with his 42 showing, but he's not the 42nd card of the set. Oh, that's 379. So I was going to say that looks different. So this is the this is a short print, full size, but in the mini, it's the super short print. So to pull this in the mini is only out of a rip card. And then these full size ones are probably just regular short prints. It's the first year that you can get the 351 to 400 cards in the base set, except for maybe the year that they'd skipped the 301 to 350. I think they did that one year, which is weird. But, yeah, it's pretty nice. It's basically just an image variation of the, an alternate. All right, Jackie, how many hits did you have? 1,037, but he did play in the Negro Leagues for a while, and I think he was also in the military. And Acuna Jr., Ronald Acuna, pulled his autograph out of Archive Signature Series. I think it was last year's version, 2022. Current Players Edition on a Bowman, like a second year card or something like that, numbered to like 19 or 13. Hey, Lofton, look at that. Yeah, it's a short print and G-back of Lofton, so that's a good one. That's like 1 in 16 or 19 packs, something like that, to even get a short printed and G-back, so it's a good looking card for any Kenny Lofton fans. Alexa, is Kenny Lofton in the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Kenny Lofton has not been inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
Well, I can't even tell because it's an Angie back, people. An Angie back, so there's no stats to be had. Alright. Next pack. Duran, rookie. Shoelace again, I believe. Yep. And this girl who, football player, Rasmussen. High school running back. Francisco Lindor. All right, Francisco, you played 1,063 games up to that point. 184 home runs, 277 batting average, and 1,170 hits. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much need to stay on that track and maybe raise that batting average a little more or get a lot closer to 3,000 hits. If he wants to make the Hall. Right now he's in the Hall, very good, but he's hasn't been as talked about over the last years, ever since he left Cleveland. And the Marimba. Okie dokie. And our mini is an insert. Hey, another Allen, but we just picked him up yesterday. The hoodie Allen. So that's my first repeat of this insert set, which is kind of a short print. Harder to pull these out of the minis than some other stuff. But those are good looking cards. I love that burgundy, blood red, or whatever you want to call it, ruby. All right. Can we get another hit? If we do, then maybe I'll write my mom. All right, the Bryant lookalike Jones rookie card. Yeah, I think that's the first time I'm seeing this one. Tony Gwynn, number 100. And then we got second year Seihei Suzuki. He's been on fire recently, so he's definitely been a pretty decent player this year. 230. Polar DeBear Alonso. Dude, keep your shirt on. 392, so that's one of those cards from the big card version of the super short print minis. Image variation, same. George Kirby. 24 consecutive strikes to start a game. Well, that's pretty good. And we got a black border mini of Manoah. Big old tattoo down his arm. Honoring himself, I guess. I don't know. So, there you go. There's the modern Allen and Ginter. What are they going to do for Allen and Ginter X to make it different? I don't know. They're going to do silver Allen and Ginter X this year. So, regular Allen and Ginter X. So, you know, they're going to fill that in with just black. I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. But good looking cards nonetheless. All right. So today's September 28th, 2023, Thursday night, about 10:15 at night. And wanted to do some baseball cards. And here we are, video number 2. And looking forward to get through tomorrow. The big boss isn't in town, so that's good. The other boss is like, let's all get some pizza, so that usually means we get to sit around for an hour and a half eating and chit-chatting, but to be honest with you, I got work to do, so we're going to start getting a little bit busy here in a couple weeks, and then we'll be sort of busy for a month, but not like what's coming in March. All right, Mayor, there's the full size. We just pulled that mini. Oh, it's yawn. You're making me so tired. Okay, what do we got here? Seeger. Oh, wow. Okay, here we got a couple good ones here. All right, we got the Great Horned Owl again, so starting to get some repeats there. Still a cool card, though. Gotta really like this image, this bird here. What is this over here, though? I can't tell. That one's nice. You got the little like sparrow back here and like a falcon or something there. And what did I do with my... There it is. Let me see something really quick. I'm going to pull out the magnifying glass, folks. I just want to see what's above this bird over here. Oh, there are some more birds. Didn't even notice those birds. Oh, wow, yeah, there's an owl. Some other raptors. They're all raptors, I guess, because they're all predators. But yeah, I didn't notice that there's a bird there and a bird there. I was like, no, it's plain as day. It kind of looks like a penguin. Excuse me. But yeah. So, I've got a couple birds. A little sparrow. Let's see what we got on the code here. All right. Sorry if that was annoying. But then we got one of these, another in action. So the Granky, these are supposed to be pretty rare. And 2 hobby boxes and 4 blasters, and this is only the second in action I've seen, so that's actually I guess rare in the sense of less likely to get than any of these other ones that we've come across. This has been, outside of a hit, the rarest ones that we've seen so far. We've only got 2 out of all those. What is that about? Let's just say in the ballpark of about 70 packs. And this is only the second one of these that we've seen. So I'm not saying rare in the sense that it's like the Hannes Wagner rare, but they do have it listed as rare. And yeah, so pretty tough pull. And since I haven't really talked about it too much as I did in my videos, especially the ones that probably disappeared, one of my goals for Allen and Ginter is to kind of do one of each kind of different card that they have. Doesn't all have to be like, oh, every different card they did in each different set. You know, for example, I don't need to have the 2014 had 26 different kinds of cards, autographs, metal, wood, blah, 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 and all that. No, I'm talking about more of the kind of different insert sets. So, like, for example, if this was like 10 years in the future and I'm like, oh, I never did get one of these by another name that had to do with the Allen and Ginter name, other Allens, then I would have been, yeah, I want one of these cards in my set. So these are the kind of things that I've been ordering. Some of these odd things that you may not have gotten in the past when I didn't buy as much or didn't have as much money. but that's pretty common. I mean, it's not as common as a regular card, but it's more common than this. Now, yeah, so this would have been like, oh yeah, I want to get one of these at least in my collection. And so maybe I would say, okay, 2023, yeah, I would like to have one of these and then one of those because I never had one of those, and that's like that insert set that I didn't get. Like the National Convention cards or like those wrestling cards and stuff like that. So that would have been like, oh yeah, I'd just pick that up. But then if I was like, huh, you know what, I never did get an in-action card that year, and you know, I like this player or that person or something like that, I'd have been like, yeah, I need to go pick one of these up to have one. And so that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. I mean, of course, I want to have like the Allen and Ginter X of that Andre Dawson I showed you, you know, from every year that he has one. But, you know, some of these other weird cards and stuff that they do, you know, I'd like to have one of each. Like the box loader autograph, the M43 autograph. You know, I want to get a book card. I already have a printing plate. Obviously, I'd like more than one of anything. You know, different years, different players, or my PC guy. But, you know, like the Minty Beans was one of those goofy insert sets that, those were pretty rare. And, so I picked one up, and it's, you know, old time fake team that Topps came up with of like an 1800s baseball squad doing pictures like in the old original Goodwin style with like the string holding the ball in the photo studio, and they're pretending to play baseball, and it's just some made up team with made up names and a story, but the actual image was a Topps employee. And so that's cool. That's something different. I'm like, oh, that's an Allen and Ginter thing that I never came across, so I wanted one and I got one. Now maybe I'll complete that team someday. But there's a good example. So this is something that somebody might not pull if they just buy like 5 or 6 of these, and that's the only Allen and Ginter they get that year. 10 years down the road, they might be like, oh, I want to get one of these in action cards because I'm a big Greinke fan. You know, so that's kind of what I'm aiming for. And maybe that Minty Beans that I just talked about card is a good example. You know, they have Topps employee autographs, and some people think that's stupid. I've heard them talk about it on videos, but I think that's awesome. I would love to have a Topps employee autograph card because they're so rare. They're like 1 in 10. I mean, they're numbered to 10, I should say. And yeah, it's something weird. Now they have them multiple years, so do I need to get one from every year? No, I'd just like to have at least one. So that's the kind of thing that I'm kind of shooting for. So there we go. There's your rare little Zach Greinke and my little tangent for a moment. All right, looks like we've got an Allen and Ginter back. Oh, Votto, of course it's going to be Votto. It's funny, I have some stuff from him back when he was in Topps 206, like the early stuff. I think I got a relic of Joey Votto from way back when he first started. So that's cool. Number 70. Sure, he's got a pretty good fan base and can make a argument to be in the Hall of Fame, I'm sure. All right, let's move forward, right, people? You're like, all right, dude, you can keep moving forward and go ahead and keep talking. I guess you could always mute it, but then you'd be like, oh my god, when is this guy ever going to show the next card? All right, so Juan Soto, one of the Padres, good player, but team's having all kinds of problems. I'm believing it's a chemistry issue with too many egos on the same team. And they don't have the culture to stomp that out like maybe the Yankees do. Haven't dealt with this kind of stuff for years and years. Um, so they stand in their own way. Rendon had a solid comeback year. Should probably be comeback player of the year. Cody Bellinger, good year for the Cubbies. Not extraordinary, you know, he didn't hit like 40, 45 home runs or anything, but, you know, he had a good season. Very productive. But it looks like they're all going to come up a little short, probably by a game or so, unless they can win out and get some help. So just a little more productive, and they might have gotten there. But to get wiped out by Atlanta the way they did, yeah, I don't know. You know, it'd have been nice to have the shot to try to find out how far they could go, but Atlanta is like really firing on all cylinders. All right, and this is some kind of image variation of Gunnar Henderson rookie card. So this must be one of those 351 plus. Yep, 377. So yeah, if you pulled that out of a rip card in a mini, you'd be like, yeah, that's cool. That would be a good one to have. If you're going to just get an exclusive mini from a rip card, I know that's the lowest end card that you can get out of them, but that would be a solid one to pull in the mini. Not bad in the full size card. I kind of wish they would just leave it the way it was, but you know, now there's a full size version of this, so I don't know if that makes the minis even less desirable. Not that they're any less rare, but it's the person's like, well, I could just have the big card and that's good enough. And otherwise, I might have spent $20 or $30 to get that rookie card of him of the mini. But you know, I like him, but big deal. I'm not gonna go out of my way. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those deals. It's like, are they hurting themselves by making these available in the full size and taking away the desire? Oh, I gotta have his other card. I gotta have his other card, and the only way I can get this image of him is on that mini. And so I'll shell out $20-$25 for it. Now you're like, you know, I can get the full size card. That's good enough. I don't know. I mean, depends how much you like that player. I mean, there's Boss Man, Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan, I mean, what else do you have to say? But anyway, so, yeah, maybe I'll put this Gunnar Henderson aside here as a good rare one to get. Rarer. The rarer of his rookies. Centering seems okay. Not perfect by any means, and I don't know what's going on here. It just feels long, or yeah. But still, I'm not into grading cards, so I don't care. All right, there's your Tatis Jr. gold. Looks like the actual frame is like crooked on the wall, so like the centering's off, but it's like it's thicker up here than down here, so it feels like this whole thing is kind of tilted, like he's literally on the wall, and then somebody came by and pushed it. But it's not the whole card that got pushed, it's just that frame. That's funny. Alright, so Tatis Jr. just ripped his triple rip card because, yeah, Palmeiro. And he seems to be one of the troublemakers on the Padres. So he seems to be one of the people that's causing friction amongst the team. I'm not a Padres fan by any means, but I don't dislike the Padres. I kind of root for them in the West. I would say probably since Arizona won one, so I'm not really rooting for them. Kind of liked Arizona a little bit, but like West Coast, probably the Padres and then the Mariners. Then I basically don't like all the other teams except maybe the Angels I could tolerate. Arizona, they had the World Series, so I kind of hope for Colorado just because I kind of like the underdog. If my team's not going to be there, I always tend to go with the underdog unless it's some team I really don't like. So here we go. Our boy Rizzo. Too bad for Rizzo having to be a Yankee. Lifelong Cubs in our heart. Cub. Alright, 265 batting average. Yeah, he's really slumped over the last couple years. 283 home runs and 1,476 hits. He's kind of getting a little long in the tooth now. He's like entering the last stage of his career. You know, like maybe he's got another 2 or 3 year contract in him, and then it would be more like a year to year, and maybe the Cubs would bring him back to, you know, retire and let him play from the bench or something like that. So I don't know. He's really got to step it up. I know he's only a first baseman, so that's something. But interesting to see how many hit by pitches walks that he has out of these 719. So good player, superstar, not quite Hall of Famer. Cubs, he's a Hall of Famer in the hearts of Cubs fans for winning us a World Series, but I don't know, he'd have to have some good years. Probably get closer to 300 batting average and closer to 3,000 hits, but he's still over 1,000 away, so. Alright, so Silver Slugger, Benny Wasserman. Wasserman worked at aerospace engineer technician before finding his calling at age 58, impersonating Albert Einstein, a dead ringer for the genius. He traveled the world making appearances and was cast as Einstein in 4 movies. Even in his late 80s, the lifetime baseball fan heads to Home Run Park in Anaheim every Friday, where he rips line drives off the pitching machine, throwing 90-mile-per-hour heat. Wow. Cool for him. That's good. That's an interesting story. Glad I stopped to read that. So that's some neat stuff about Allen and Ginter. And yeah, stories about real people and real world. And it's baseball related, so I had to tickle his he had to be tickled, or tickled his funny bone with that one. So good for that guy. It would be neat to get an autograph of him. I wouldn't mind having it. Kurt, Giancarlo Stanton, and snorkeling. That might be a new one. Alright. And our mini is a rookie design variant, and boom, there you go. That's probably the one to get. Look at that, my friends. Corbin Carroll. RDV. Sweet. Normally that would go into a mini top loader that I used to keep them in, but this will probably go right into the binder or into a full size mini penny sleeve to go in like a top loader or something like that, like full size. So that's cool. You know, yeah, what can you say? Dude's on fire. I like his regular rookie too. His rookie card looks really good. I'd like to see that his base rookie on the mini as well. Haven't come across that yet, but we still got 2 packs to go, so you never know. All right. Garbage out of the way. All right, there's a nice card. Roberto Clemente. I think that's short print. No, that's his base. It's a good looking card. The purple with his skin tone. It almost looks like it's a reflection off, like the light's hitting this purple banner ribbon and reflecting onto him. So it kind of has a cool color match on there. So I don't know if you can see that on the video, but it's a good looking card. Oh, forgot to take the mini out. Cedric Mullins. And Jenny McCarthy. Just kidding, dude. Jake. Feed Jake. Another McGuire. 389, so that's what the super short print will look like. And this dude, Jose. And we've got hey, nice. All right, we got the Baltimore one. That's cool. So showing you the building Crush Street, the warehouse. Only in Baltimore. Isn't that where Babe Ruth's dad owned a tavern where that building is now? Or somewhere where the park was. But man, I gotta see Camden Yards someday in person. Camden Yards and Pittsburgh, believe it or not, those are the two that I really want to see the most. Then maybe Fenway. A lot of nice parks out there now. So the B&O warehouse overlooking right field in Baltimore was constructed between 1899 and 1905. 1,000 long foot building, stands 8 stories high. Railroad storage. Now houses the Orioles executive and ticket offices and a team store. I don't know, it's a pretty big building for just that stuff. What they should do is make some apartments or something out of that. And, you know, you're paying a premium to be able to watch the games right outside your window, and then you have a lower rent if you lived on the other side of the building, but you can just walk to the games. I don't know. That's pretty cool, though. Yep. Good job, Baltimore. You guys, like, really did a wonderful job creating the Camden Yards. All right. Hey, wow, look at this. That's funny because his spotless bands is as a so we got something cool coming here. But his spotless band cards is as Brave. But look at that. We got a Maddox as a Cubby. Look at that 80s shirt. It's probably when I got to see him in Chicago in 87. Those designed shirts that they had back then. So Greg Maddux as a Cub, number 160. Greg Maddux was at 355 wins, 227 losses. And that one year he did come back to the Cubs. I mean, that dude should have won like 18 to 22 games, but the Cubs just could not score. I mean, this guy literally lost like 12 games, like having given up 2 or 3 runs. And the Cubs were shut out like 6 or 7 of those games and lost by 1 or 2 in the other ones because they just could not score back then. They were just anemic, just a horrible offense. Greg Maddux easily could have been like around 400 wins if he didn't play on some pretty rotten teams. And unfortunately, a lot of those rotten teams that he played on was with the Cubbies. But he had some good ones too. And he got to play with my man, the Hawk. All right, Brown. Oakland A's Brown. You got a little color match going there. So that green with the green banner. That's really nice. With the new big hats that I'm talking about that they've been doing for who knows how long. See, look at this. All right, I'm going to go off track just a tad. Just a tad. I was talking the other day about how doesn't it seem like the fitted hats are bigger nowadays? And you know, the Maddox still kind of looks a little big there, but it doesn't look as wide, I guess, maybe. And that's the other thing I've noticed. To me, it seemed like the crown was just a tad smaller than they are nowadays. And the bill, like the bills now, if you just fold it just a little wrong, it's got like a big kink in it. It's like some weird material that they're using. Like if you can't get it to fold, you know, you can't get the arch right anymore. The old days, it just seemed to be more forgiving. I don't know. If anyone has any comments about that, let me know, because that's what I've noticed since being a kid. All right, we're going to skip over here to the violin. Oh, there we go. Is that a Stradivarius? Nicola Benedetti. Got to see her play her Stradivarius in Oakland when she came through, doing one of my favorite and one of the greatest songs ever is Beethoven's Violin Concerto. And it's the only second time I ever got to see it. Great song. Anywho, so I was supposed to see a guy back in the day. Oh, it's cool. It's got the little music symbols on there. Supposed to see some guy, paid money to go see him with the symphony to do that concerto in Albuquerque. It was the second night, and the first night, I guess, because the altitude up there affected was like drying out his violin or something, so it wasn't playing to his satisfaction. So the next day, the one I had tickets for, he played something else, and I was so mad. I even met the guy, but I was so mad that, because I'd been waiting years to see that song played, so I complained, and they gave me tickets free to some other show, some tango dancing symphony kind of thing. So that was cool. But then eventually I got to see somebody perform this at some church. It's like a 20-minute song, instrumental symphony. You know, it's not a symphony, but it's a concerto. And then I got to see Nicola Benedetti. She's a like famous violinist from England, really pretty too. And she has a Stradivarius, and she played this. So we got to go see that on Valentine's Day one day, and see her play Beethoven. So do yourself a favor and check that song out if you're musically interested. If you don't know it, but Beethoven's the best. He was like the hard rock or heavy metal version of classical music back in the day. It's a lot darker and not as funsy and goofy like Mozart. So I think that's why people like Beethoven more. He has more serious, deeper kind of sound, like Black Sabbath compared to Poison or something. All right, so there you can read about it. The fiddle. And so that dude again. Don't need to talk about that. Sorry, Astros fans. I'm going to skip to the mini. All right, we got this dude in his crazy shirt, Lopez. And it actually looks good. Like I said, when you look at the mini, it's just really compressed. And all the colors really just work out well. So that's cool. A little kind of weirdo card for you jabs. Moises Lopez, Jordan MVP Barber. So yeah, we read about him in the other video. So that's cool. They always do something like barber or tattoo artist, or like last year I got pulled the Jameson, who is an artist for some of the MLB players. I pulled his 1-of-1 glossy Allen and Ginter. And maybe this weekend, maybe I'll show some of my hits from my Allen and Ginter box. But I got to start talking about some other stuff too, not just Allen and Ginter. I just got to decide how I want to approach this MSA deal. But maybe I'll just do some Cracker Jack or something before then. And in the second we got another rookie card, Briguero, and the I can say it when I'm not thinking about how to say it, but when I think about it, then I can't remember how to say it. And there's no odds on the boxes anymore, so you can't even look at what it's called. So centering's not great there, but these are just beautiful cards. It's got that silver metallic ink for that border. As I've said, and I'll keep saying, because people may not see all the videos, this is basically kind of a newer version of it must have had success back in the day. A couple years back, they did you would get your hobby box where this was like foil shiny image, but then they came up with, hey, you know what, if we're gonna have a hot box, which was the foil cards, let's do a parallel, like a short print hot box. And so if you got like the rare hot box, it was gold bordered without that foil, but it was almost, it wasn't exactly like this, but almost exactly like this, and these would have been gold, those little silver things. And so this is the new card that they're putting in one in every hobby box, and apparently about one every 3 blasters so far. So those are super cool cards. A nice new little insert that they're doing, and that's a nice way to end it off. All right, so we did pretty good there. I mean, no hits in this box, but that's okay. You're probably not going to get a hit. Maybe 2 out of every 10 boxes that you buy, you might get a relic or maybe an autograph. So we got the Foilagree, that's what it is. The Gunnar Henderson variation. The 377 rookie card. An inaction, which is rare. And let's see, we got this black border. And I'll just go through these minis from this box. Lopez, Baltimore, rookie design variant of the Corbin Carroll, so that's a big one. And we got the Fernando Tatis Jr. gold border, Joey Votto, another repeat of the by any other name, so I guess that's a mini insert set because I've never seen a full size one of these yet, so that's an insert exclusive, I believe. And Kenny Lofton. And so 1 Allen and Ginter back, 2 Allen and Ginter backs, and some color, so with the Manoa on top of that. So not bad box. Then there was my eBay pickup today. 2200 Dawson Allen and Ginter X, since I didn't have one. It's only the second 2022 Allen and Ginter X I got. And then out of the first blaster, we pulled this, the old time hockey relic. Pretty nice looking relic. Good color design matching going on there. And so, yeah, that's what I got for you today. So not bad, let's just say I've seen a lot worse blasters. These ones I got a few decent things out of, so we've done okay on these first 5 blasters. We got 1 to go, but I'll save that for tomorrow. Maybe I'll start the other hobby box and the blaster in the same video to kind of give a little comparison. I know that's obviously not the same. I think you would need 3 or 4 blasters to get about the same number of cards as you would out of a hobby box, but maybe we could say 8 packs of this versus 8 packs of that. Maybe I'll do that. Keep in mind that you are guaranteed to hit in the hobby box and you're not in the blaster, so it's already an unfair advantage, but you do get some exclusives in retail that you can't get even in a hobby box. So, for example, these are two kind of cards that you can only get in retail from Allen and Ginter. So, it's always good reason to have some retail stuff if you collect Allen and Ginter like I do. I'm not a set builder or need complete sets, but I like to get as much as I can. Alright, so everybody, thank you. And we'll be signing off for today. I'm going to start messing with this computer again. And, hey, thanks for watching if you watched. And happy hunting out there. Go find yourself whatever it is that you love to get. And let me know what you like. Let me know what what you go after. Are you a speculator? Are you a seller? Are you a flipper? Are you a PC guy? Are you a team set guy? Are you an oddball dude or lady? Are you a hit hunter? Are you a breaker just for the excitement of the gambling aspect? It's all for fun and entertainment. And I'm having a lot of fun since Allen and Ginter came out. And thanks for joining me. Have a good night. Bye.